second Sunday Speaker Series. We're doing them virtually for a while, and we're really excited that our first guest is Bernd Wittneben. And Bernd is from Bernds Pond here in Wellsburg, Iowa. And he was very instrumental in helping renovate the pond behind the Buckles Programming Center at Hartman Reserve. He's got a lot of information, and he's going to share some in a little bit. If you have any questions, he'd be happy to see you here in Wellsburg. So take it away, Bernd.
How do you become to be a pond builder? Now in my case it started out, and in Germany the educational system is a little bit different than here. It started out that after school I went to the German train and had a training on the job education as a machinist, making gears, screws and things like that. And after 6 months I knew already I hated it. So, but I had to do 3.5 years in order to get my degree, and I got my degree. So I went through, I did it, but I knew I didn't want to do it, so I joined after the fact the Border Patrol. And while I was at the Border Patrol, I got drafted for a special unit, and within this unit it was common that you had to be in the camp for 14 days, 24 hours, and then after that you had 14 days off. Now I was a young man, what are you doing with 14 days off? Of course, the first 2-3 times you go partying and have a good time, but after that it starts to get old. And a friend of mine, his dad, owned a pond building business. That's how I started to dig ponds and to carry rocks and make nice waterfalls. At the end of the time at the Border Patrol, it's similar like here when you join the Army or Navy. You get grants for educational purposes. As education in Germany is free, at least at that time it was, basically I got my wages paid on from the Border Patrol while I got my master's degree as a water landscaper. So, and then the man I was working for, building ponds, wanted to retire, and his son didn't want to have to do anything with the business. So that's how I took over his business, and that's why I'm building ponds now for more than 30 years. So that's the story of how do you become a pond builder. In Germany, a master's degree as a water landscaper. So that means I'm not only knowing how to install ponds, I also know what's going on in ponds. Makes a big difference. So I know about the ecological and the biological things which are going on in ponds. And that's a very important part in order to really figure out why ponds are not looking nice, or why people have problems with disease, with fish diseases and stuff like that. Yeah. And that is, I think, one of the reasons why we got so successful here in Iowa, because there's not a lot of guys around who actually know what's going on in ponds. Yeah. We make a difference in ponds. We have water gardens, we have koi ponds, dedicated koi ponds, and we have a combination in different steps between water gardens and fish ponds. So there is a wide variety, and I need from a customer to know what is the goal and what does he have in mind. Does he want to have a lot of beautiful pond plants, so more water garden, or does he want to have more fish? Or does he want to have beautiful plants and fish? And depending on that, the layout of the pond, but also the chosen equipment will be different. Okay, when it comes to water, the main reason why people want to have a water feature. When we talk in water feature, we are talking fountains, we are talking pondless waterfalls, we are talking ponds, we are talking ponds with waterfalls. But the main reason why people basically go for something like that is the sound of water, the soothing sound which helps to relax. And the sample is very simple. I have a private pond on my own, working every day on ponds and water features for people, but I have one on my own. And when I come home and I'm stressed from the day's work, I just go down to my pond, sit, watch the fishes, feed them, interact with them, and within 20 minutes my brain is free. Yeah, I'm free of stress and I can just enjoy the rest of the day very easy. Yeah? And that's the main reason why people want water features. And it doesn't have to be big, so that's very important. When you look here in the background, you see here a couple small patio ponds, we call them. Yeah, and they all, this one has fish in it, this one has fish in it, this one has fish in it, even if the little buggers are hiding right now. Yeah, but you see just a little bit the sound of water can already do it. And then of course, depending on what your landscape allows and there you go, you can go from there and create something for you. And I think that's very important, that we have a lot of customers which are in an older age group, 70 and even above, and we have to have it easy to maintain a pond. And if a pond is set up right, and that's a very important part, to set up right, that's where a lot of mistakes are begun, then a pond is very easy to maintain. It actually is. It's just once a week adding some treatments to it, which is usually all natural, beneficial bacteria and diatoms. In the high summertime, you might have to add some algicides. Yeah, when the water gets very warm, then you get an algae bloom, and that you want to avoid. So we might have to do that, but that should be it. And then you have in the spring the pond start up, in the fall the pond shut down. Yeah, and depending on the surroundings, if you have a lot of trees around, you might net your pond over in the fall to avoid this leaf growing. But that's basically it. And important might be here that we from Bernds Pond, we offer the full service. So I have a lot of older customers who are not able to take care of their pond, but we do it for them. Yeah, so one of the big fairy tales going around is that when you have a pond, you have mosquitoes. Because you have moving water, you won't have mosquitoes. Yeah, so that's a big fairy tale. A rain barrel, which is not covered on top, is way more a mosquito pit than a pond will be. Yeah. Also with the fact that you have fish in, be sure you will have everything but mosquitoes. You will get a lot of insects which are attracted by the pond, like dragonflies. Yeah. You also will see a lot of insects out of the bee and wasp selection, because they also need water to survive. Yeah, but usually when you leave them alone, they leave you alone. Yeah, so I have a private pond since I'm building ponds. And I never had a problem with any of the insects there. Yeah. I don't have any experience with mosquitoes around my pond.
As mentioned briefly earlier, Bernd and his company were influential in helping Hartman Reserve fix its wading pool behind the Buckles Programming Center.
2 years ago I got approached through the pond club, more or less, that Hartman Reserve had requested some support in order to get the existing but in bad shape pond at Hartman Reserve. And the pond club had asked me then to assist with the whole situation. And we went out and I talked with Amy quite a bit about the pond. And Amy, that worked out really nice, because she explained to me that kids are supposed to go into the pond, that they are supposed to be able to touch things. And that was one of the main reasons why we decided to completely change the structure of the pond which was there. The pond which was there was 4 foot deep, and of course danger for children to drown. Yeah, and we wanted to take all of that away. We wanted to make it an easy to accessible pond, to be enjoyable for kids, to be able to go into the pond, to feel the water, to feel the fish, to feel the plants. So that was the reason why we changed the depths to 2 foot deep depths. Yeah. And we also decided to cover the liner all the way through with rocks. You don't have to, but you can. The benefit is if you walk on the rocks, basically the rocks protect the liner from any sharp other objects. Important was the selection of rocks. So we used actual river rocks. We didn't use any rocks out of sandpits, which often have clay in it, compacted clay. And then that freezes and breaks apart, has very sharp edges. So we really chose here actual river rocks. We brought the waterfall a little bit more up to create a little bit more water movement and sound. But that's basically the main things we changed on the pond. We exchanged the equipment, because the equipment which was there was first wrongly placed. That was one thing. The other thing is because it didn't have, nobody had taken care of it for quite a while. It was bad out of shape, and it just was better to exchange it and also get new liner in, instead of trying to fix the old damaged liner and stuff like that. And the Northern Iowa Pond and Koi Club supported that financial we from Bernds Pond supported it with basically putting our labor in for free. And Hartman Reserve really worked hard on its own to get that recreated, and it was a lot of fun to do it. Yeah, we just had a good time together, and so therefore it was a nice project for us last year. The Northern Iowa Park and Koi Club is a very nice group a very nice social group. And I'm a member there. I'm not an officer also, I'm just a member because I have a private account on my own. And the best thing there is just coming together and have grandiose, perfectly good potlucks. Yeah, so and that gives you a little bit an idea. We are coming together, we have about 20 minutes talking a little bit about pond business. And then of course we socialize underneath each other, and then we just have great potlucks. So it's just a lot of fun, and I can suggest to everybody who is thinking about the pond, who has a pond, just to come to one of the meetings. They have a Facebook page, just find it there, and come to one of the meetings, check out the people. If you like it, join us. It's $12 a year. It's really not a big deal, and it's a lot of fun.
Hi, I'm Beth, and we had Bernd come and we started out with making our own pond, which we enjoyed very much. But we soon found that there was a lot of things we didn't quite know when we were building it, and that it wasn't efficient and easy to take care of, and Bernd suggested we go a little bit bigger. So we did go a little bit bigger, and we really love our pond, and especially now when we're going to these times and being in the yard. It's been a godsend. We love listening to the sound of the water and watching the fish, and it's very tranquil. And last year we participated in the pond tour, and that was a great experience too. And one of the fun things about belonging to the pond club is just getting to know other people that have the fish in the ponds. They share their experience, they share plants, and we do potlucks, and it's a great social outlet too.
At Bernds Ponds, you can find an array of pond essentials ranging from plants, fish, sculptures, wind chimes, and more. You can rest easy knowing that whatever you need can be found at Bernds Ponds.
Also, when you go at my Facebook page, I always post there. Like I said, I'm Bernd, I'm the pond guy, and we have our store in Wellsburg, small little town on Highway 20, just 2 miles off, and it's the largest pond supplying business within the Midwest, not just Iowa, within the Midwest. And because of my educational background, I do what's right for you, not what some companies want me to say. A close-up of my head. Yeah, so there it says already my name, my business name. The phone number is 641-751-4172, and the website is www.bernds-pond.com.
Thank you so much for joining us today, going to Bernds Ponds on this second Sunday Speaker series. Stick around for the next one on July 12th.